Hi there, this is Jane here from Crystal Sparkles Readings. Sorry about that. As you can see, I've already turned up the card. Had a bit of a false start on the recording of the video, and that's meant that the card's already turned, so I've just left it there. I was actually shown on the previous video before I got cut off is is these two. Haven't been able to show you these two so much over the last couple of videos just because they've not really been around and they've kind of gone off and been doing their own thing. So I like to sort of leave them to sleep if they want to just be on their own and sleep. But as they're there today, I thought I would show you how friendly they are with each other at the moment. Not quite sure how long that's going to last though, so I thought I'd show you while they're being nice and kind to one another. Okay, so the card that let me just sort this camera out. The card that I've drawn for us first for next week is the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is kind of an interesting card for me because it comes up quite a lot when we're talking about, or when I'm in a reading, or when I'm looking at things for myself, when we need to reevaluate something. So reevaluate a situation. Look at whether we are putting too much energy into something for very little reward, for example. Sorry, I just moved that around. So yeah, it often comes up when the cards are asking me to weigh something up a little bit more. Think about whether you're putting too much effort into something that's really not going anywhere. Whether you're investing your time wisely and your energy wisely. So, it comes up a lot for me when I'm thinking about, what am I putting my energy into here? Am I putting my energy into something that's really not giving me very much back? Am I over investing in something? Do I need to think about that a little bit? So, if there's somebody who you're spending an awful lot of time chasing around and they're just not doing what you would like them to be doing, then maybe it's time to just take that step back and let them get on with their stuff and you get on with yours. Invariably, it comes up when it's time to pay your attention to something else and not keep pushing something that just is not moving. Because A, that's really frustrating, and B, it creates a really negative energy of feeling stuck, and you don't want to be feeling like that. You want to kind of be in the flow. And I do appreciate there are some things that you have to pay attention to, and those things may not be giving you back what you would like from them. But when this card comes up, it says if you have to focus on it, but focus on it as positively as you can and for as short a period of time as you can, and then go away and think about something else. Do something else. Do something that is moving for you, even if it's just a simple thing like putting on your favorite YouTube channel and watching that for 5 minutes, or putting on something on Netflix and binge watching something for half an hour. Just take your mind away from whatever it is that's just so stuck, because then you can kind of get back into balance a little bit, and it'll help you to sort of reevaluate, do I really need to be spending so much of my energy on this thing that's stuck or not? The Seven of Pentacles says you get there, so it is a positive card, but it asks you to reevaluate time and effort and what you're putting it into something if it's not giving you back what you need. It does say that you get there in the end though, so if you have to be engaged with something, and let's face it, there are things that we have to engage with, just reevaluate how much importance you're giving it and maybe focus on something else for a little while. I'm just going to pop down a card from our Forest of Enchantment deck. I'm going to swap this deck out for another deck next week. Don't know which one yet. I'm going to have a little look through my shelves and see what I'm going to use. I've got some new decks. I need to open up some decks as well and do some walkthroughs, so I'll see what one comes up as the one to be using for next month. But this is our Forest of Enchantment. So here we have the Weaver of Spells. So this is like the Queen of Wands, okay? The spells are the Wands cards in this deck, and the Weavers are the Queens. So, Queen of Wands. Let me tell you all about the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a fire sign, usually lady. Doesn't necessarily have to be, but that the Queen would represent that. The Weaver would represent that in the tarot. It doesn't always necessarily go with, it has to be about a woman, but it for me, that's how it comes up. So the Queen of Wands would be your fire sign lady. This is an energy of someone who gets stuff done. Okay, they do loads of things. They are active. They take action. They're powerful. They're strong. What the Queen of Wands also asks quite often, though, is not to neglect yourself in the process of getting all this stuff done. Because quite often what a Queen of Wands will do is they will do everything and more of that and more of that and more of that, and they'll take on loads of things that for their friends, for their family, and they can burn themselves out if they're not careful. So as we've got it on the back of this Seven of Pentacles, it might be asking you to think about what you're focusing on. Are you taking enough time for yourself? Yeah, great. Get things done. Really strong, really powerful. It's a really good card. You're going to achieve a lot of stuff when this card comes up. But with it coming with that Seven of Pentacles, it's asking you also to make sure that you allow some time for yourself. Your rest, your recuperation, or just time for you to enjoy yourself just for the sake of you. Might be that you spend a lot of time doing a lot of things for other people, but you don't spend enough time doing things that you really like yourself. Taking part in your hobbies or seeing your friends and having a nice time rather than doing things all the time for others. So yeah, achievement, great. But don't neglect yourself in that. So the energy for next week does look like we can achieve an awful lot. Excuse me. We just have to have a little bit of a think about at the beginning of the week, reassessing whether our energy is being spent in the right place. For us, not for other people, but for us. So, excuse my cough. I'm just going to have a shuffle of Brian's deck and see what Brian has in store for us today. I'm just laughing at the cats. They're so cute when they're sleeping, all curled up together. And they're actually really snoring now. So if you can hear something snoring, that's my cats. Okay. Let's have a look and see what Brian's got to say to help us out for next week. We've got a new moon energy today. I should mention that really. So I'm recording this on Sunday. Hopefully it'll be up Sunday evening, ready for next week. But, we've got this new moon energy today. That energy is a great time for, looking at your wishes and sending out your positive intentions. So don't be afraid to do that, because this is perfect time to do it. Okay, so Brian is saying, hold your horses. Now is not the time. You'll deeply regret it if you push this, so just wait. Well, that is really interesting, isn't it? Because Seven of Pentacles is right there saying reevaluate before you reevaluate what you're pushing. Queen of Wands, or the Weaver of Spells in this particular case, is she wants to get stuff done, so it'll be frustrating for her not to be able to get stuff done. But what she also says is pay attention to your own needs too. Don't spend all your time doing everything for everybody else. So now what, maybe this is what Brian is saying is, if you just don't keep pushing something that isn't moving, that's just, it's like the old saying, isn't it? If you banging your head against a brick wall, stop, because it feels really good when you stop. So don't be banging your head against that brick wall. Don't keep just trying the same old thing. Try something different, focus on something different, just relax and try to chill out. And I do appreciate that sometimes we can get really bogged down, but you know what? Just try to stop and just let the energy flow into you, and just trust that actually the right thing will happen at the right time. You don't need to keep banging your head against the brick wall. It's just painful. Just trust in spirit to have the right energy for you at the right time and allow it to happen rather than try to force it to happen. Okay, so that's our cards for next week. Bit of a message there of not pushing ourselves too hard. So, you know, be gentle to yourself. There's an awful lot of stuff in all over the place at the moment about being kind. Include yourself in that. You know, be kind to yourself as well. So thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I've got some unboxings to try and do. I'm going to try and do some of those this week. So there should be a bit of some different decks, some different content going up this week. As long as I've got the time to get it all done, I will get it done. And thank you again for watching, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye for now.